CoinSource is installing additional ATMs for Bitcoin in the Washington, D.C. area. That brings their total to over 200 ATMs in America. Now we're going to include a couple other companies, and you see that globally, thousands and thousands of these Bitcoin ATMs are getting placed everywhere. Are they actually bringing in any money? My name is Mike, or Kubera. Thanks so much for coming in today. Stay tuned. Let's talk about Bitcoin ATMs. Bitcoin has been rising a little bit, so some people are getting excited. But regardless of whether the price goes up, down, every day there's people working on Bitcoin and interested in Bitcoin. This is something that I've been looking into for the past couple of months. I got super interested at the North American Bitcoin Conference, and at Dallas, there was one presenter talking about his Bitcoin ATM. It was pretty big. There was a nice spot up above the ATM itself with an animated advertising section, which this itself could pay for the ATM's costs. So every month, all the operational fees and whatever the fees are for installing it in a mall or outside of a bank or wherever you would put it, I guess, in front of a restaurant, somewhere where there's a lot of people coming in. It's in a city center, maybe it's in the financial district, whatever. As long as you're paying the fees, you are profitable, right? And with this advertising space alone, you could charge, I don't know, $1,000, $1,500, $5,000, depending on where it's at, right? And with that, you would be profitable already. So you don't even need people coming up to you. Where a lot of people would be checking this out, like, what is this Bitcoin ATM thing? It's different, it's new. They would be curious. So of course, advertisers would love it. And cryptocurrencies are one of the more overpriced niches out there, where you're able to get ICOs, or maybe a cloud mining, or I don't know, any company that's in the blockchain sphere, maybe even a job resume section for web developers for blockchain. Whatever it is, there's always people willing to pay thousands of dollars to be advertised, especially in this where, you see ICOs raising $50 million. They don't care about 5,000 here, 5,000 there. So every single person that comes on top of that is pretty much profit, right? And there's multiple ways of going about this. There's some companies out there that are leasing Bitcoin ATMs to other individuals, so third-party systems. It's like a white label. You're able to put your advertisements on there and your name, your company, whatever. You're not the one making the ATMs. You're leasing them. You're paying a small fee up front. The one in Dallas was doing something like, I think it was like $1,000 or $1,500 plus shipping. So if it was somewhere in America, let's say $2,500 total cost, or $3,000 total cost. If it's in Europe, maybe like $5,000 total cost. And then every single month was $300 to lease it. So anything above that was profit. Now you were leasing it for like a period of 2 or 3 years, but still every person coming in, ding, 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 ding.
Cut. Is it still worth it almost 3 years later when this video was filmed? Yeah, the short answer is yeah. At this time, if you remember, at the very beginning I said over 200 ATMs in America. We're approaching over 15,000 ATMs worldwide right now. So pretty crazy numbers. Let's go through them very quickly. And you don't need to watch the rest of the video. It's still on Kubera. But what I said a few years ago still holds true to both Bitcoin and the ATMs. The most important thing you can take away from this old video and from this video itself, maybe ATMs in America, that's an oversaturated market. But the number one thing we were discussing about for all of these years, ATMs in unsaturated markets are still a gold mine. You just have to be willing to invest, take that risk, and hopefully avoid regulation over the next few years. But the countries I had in mind, they're still doing just fine all these years later. Poland is still doing fine. Let's explore. Just turned into a new month, February 2021. 14,710 crypto ATMs in 71 countries by 42 producers and 573 separate operators of Bitcoin ATMs. The number one location, 12,373 in the US, 1,164 in Canada, 239 in the UK, 147 Austria, 118 Spain, and Poland, 104. We have beat over 100. Poland used to be number 7th. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might just beat Spain. It might just beat Austria. Switzerland has been beat. The Czech Republic has been beat. I remember talking about this when Poland only had a few ATMs And earlier on Kubera last year, even when we were around 50, 60 ATMs, it's growing and it's growing rapidly. And every single time the Bitcoin ATMs go up, maybe Poland will become an oversaturated market. It's going to be number 5th pretty soon. Out of all these countries, there might be a country on this list, 9 locations, 1 location, 7 locations. There might be a country on this list, or that's not even on this list, that might be a gold mine for you. Of course, that's going to be depending on where you're located. Obviously, if you're a dual citizen, that's going to help you. Obviously, if you have help from local lawyers, from local tax CPAs, from local government officials, if you have some money to invest, and especially if it's a third world or second world country, a few $100,000 could definitely go much further than just investing in cryptocurrency. Crypto ATM distribution by continents and countries. So as you can see, obviously, the US is dominating, but Europe is huge. Well, what about Asia? There's only 145 in Asia. There's only 66 in South America. And in Oceania, there's only 21. In Africa, there's 13 ATMs. There's only 1,254 in all of Europe. Don't be discouraged by this, because all of this is regulated. It's regulated like crazy. And Canada, all right, it's growing, but focus on this. And even better, focus on this tiny sliver, because that can grow one day into a quarter. So if you want to make millions, this might just be it. Bitcoin ATM installations growth. Just look at that. Look at that. Absolutely crazy. Gonna hit 15K really soon. There might be already 50,000. We might have already surpassed this. This is just on Coin ATM radar, how much has been registered, right? So that's a huge difference. And that changes. As you can see, it's growing rapidly, exponentially. Speed of crypto ATM installations. As you can see, it's doing really well. 34.4 per day. Wow. The gauge scale is calculated based on the last 60 days. And the speed is calculated based on the last 7 days. 34.4. 34.4. Do you want to make some money? What I said all those years ago still holds true to this day. Will that hold true in 5 years, in 10 years, in 50 years? Who knows? But every single day you delay, you're losing money. That's just my message. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, if you're coming over from Kubera, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment, share. I see all those comments. Thank you for that support, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.